We are back here at the Herb McGee Arena on the campus of Thomas Jefferson University. Game number 1 in the books. A stunner. The Chargers defeating host Jefferson. And now here we are on game number 2. It is the host Eagles taking on Holy Family. Tim Jimenez and Mike Andrewsen with you. So we're going to start here. That's going to be a tough act to follow first.
Oh, if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting to get out on the court and you're watching an overtime thriller like that, oh
boy, but we're going to try our very best. So we have 2 teams here coming up to see who will play Dominican tomorrow afternoon. Post, 20-9 overall, 14-4 in the CACC. 10-5 away, 0-1 on a neutral site. Post has won 6 straight. They're coming up against Holy Family. The Tigers are 20-9 as well, also 14-4 in the conference. 8-4 away from home, 1-0 on neutral site. So it should be an interesting matchup here. Post defeating Georgian Court last time out in the quarterfinals, 68-59. Holy Family defeating Felician 71-62 in the quarterfinals the other day. So Mike, what are you expecting out of this one? Should be another good one.
It's Post, the number 1 seed in the North. I don't want to say it, but they play in-your-face North basketball. I mean, when they come down to Philadelphia, it's a little bit different. It's a little more polished down here, but they still get the job done up north. It's their 3rd straight year that they've won the North. So they've taken care of Dominican, they've taken care of Caldwell, they've taken care of all the other teams in the North, so they deserve to be here. They were missing some key players in November and December, but they're back in the lineup. Their 3rd straight CACC semifinal appearance. They already have suffered a loss to this Holy Family team back on January 14th, 56-34. I think we're going to see a little bit of a change. If we learned anything from the first game, when you get into the playoffs and you get in here and the fever pitch happens, it gets crazy. If Holy Family can get it plus 70, they are 12-0. I was doing some research. That stat is unbelievable. So they're looking to push. They've got the freshman of the year, Sirfas, on their side. So they want to get out and they run. Mo Moore, she was an awesome player as a freshman, has a terrific career here at Holy Family. Caroline Prevost as well. There's just talent. There's talent everywhere this weekend.
Yeah, it is, and all the 4 top teams in the conference ended up here this weekend. Again, one has fallen in Jefferson, but we have these 2 here in Post and Holy Family again coming up in just a few minutes. And what's interesting is here, all time, this is the 27th meeting, but Holy Family is 25-1.
25-1. I circled that too.
And that's just unbelievable. Of course, that stretch of Holy Family from years ago where they just dominated everyone in the country.
I'm sure back in those Mike McLaughlin days a decade ago, they were just crushed. At Caldwell, they would always come into Caldwell and it was a track meet. They would just beat you up. Catherine Carr, one of the best players ever in this conference, would just score and just too much.
Such a well-oiled machine they were, and again, such a good team as well now. And you mentioned Sirfas, and she is only a freshman, which is hard to believe. We see her sometimes. You think she's not a rookie because she plays with such poise, and she's able to get to the hoop. A really terrific player in Sirfas.
She is. I mean, that was a huge get for Coach Bernadette Lakaitis in her recruiting aspects to get her to buy into the Holy Family, the tradition. I'm sure she's from Central Pennsylvania, so I'm sure all the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference schools were probably on her doorstep, whether it was IUP, East Stroudsburg, Bloomsburg, Kutztown, Millersville. But she chose to come here to Holy Family. It's a great atmosphere, terrific atmosphere, a winning culture, which I'm sure a lot of those seniors coming out of high school want to be in that winning culture. And Coach Lakaitis is a top shelf coach, top shelf all the way.
Yeah, able to really do great things with the program here. And this is a Post team again that, as you mentioned, they kind of struggled in the beginning of the year. They lost 4 in a row in December. And since then, the Eagles are actually 13-3, 9-1 in their last 10. And again, they have won their last 6 games. So they're coming in really strong, and they're led by Sharia Haynes. She's on the first team all-conference. She's a terrific player.
It's nice to see her reach her potential. She had a career high at 34 in the last game with Georgian Court. She's just taking it higher and higher. It's great to see. Coach Plefka does a really good job. He's got 19 wins last year. He's got 20 wins this season. The guy's a legit college player. He's a great mind, great basketball mind.
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely terrific coach. These are two well-coached teams, two great programs, and we are coming up again on just about 6 minutes to go until we reach the tip-off here for game number 2, Post and Holy Family. Which team will take on Dominican tomorrow afternoon to get the CACC championship, to get an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament? So it should be interesting to see what comes up. And again,
now that Jefferson lost.
Yeah.
But Holy Family still is in the mix already. They're ranked regionally. So could you imagine 3 teams from the CACC making it to the next level? I mean, not that Holy Family, I want them to lose or anything tonight, but that possibility is on the table.
It'll be terrific. Yeah, again, they're at
We'll have to talk to Commissioner Mara about that one at some point, if it actually happens.
In a few minutes. We'll talk about the preps for that one. So we're winding down here at the desk, and we're going to be kicking it over soon to Jerry Milani and Ben J.R. Donalo for game number 2. Hopefully they've recovered from game number 1. I think they have recovered from game number 1. We got a thumbs up from Jerry.
He got his hot tea, got his lemon.
And let's see if we can toss back to the guys on the desk again as they get ready to call this action.
I think I need something stronger than a hot tea with lemon after that game, Coach.
I don't know. Is it concern from the gentleman over there? I don't know. I sensed I don't know. Jimenez, like Andrewsen outpointed Jimenez in game number 1. Mike had a couple of really great fills there. Tim's got to step his game up, I think, a little bit. And he's on his own. He's on his home turf here too, right?
Well, he's trying to recover from that game. I think all of us, loved how that first game went. And again, when the first game like that is so great, all you can hope for is to approach that for the next 3. And looking at these matchups, starting with this one right here, I love the difference in this team, this Post team, after January 1st from before January 1st. And talk about Sharia Haynes, who was just mentioned, she's first team all-conference. Imagine missing the first 2 months of the season, basically, and still being considered by the coaches who make that decision to be one of the 5 best players in this conference. It just shows how great a player she is.
Well, and you look at today, you have 2 teams in Post on the women's side and Bloomfield on the men's side who are so trending upward. In this Post team, winners of 6 in a row, just have made such a turnaround, since the calendar year changed. Great point about Haynes. It's like a tale of 2 teams, and we'll talk about Bloomfield later on tonight about how hot they are on the men's side. But I think both Mike and Tim and yourself said it correctly. There's 2 very different approaches by each of these teams in terms of how to get it done today. And I think it speaks so well of where women's basketball has come that you can have, very different styles and yet be very successful. And they're led by great players, and we're mentioning Sharia Haynes a lot, but Skylar Cephas for Holy Family is such a tremendous player, only a freshman, can really get to the basket with both hands, shoots the ball extremely well, but there's the role players on Holy Family are so good, and really one of the biggest reasons why they're here today. This is a very different game than the first game that we've watched, but nonetheless, the storylines are there. And both of these teams, they have to, they may not want to say it outwardly, but they have to be saying, oh my, Jefferson just got beat. Here we go. We win this game. The realization of winning the conference championship has been ratcheted up notches for both of these teams.
And there's no question that these are 2 really evenly matched teams. It's a team in Holy Family that, even though they're the number 2 seed in the way the tournament goes because of the brackets, they are a favorite team, I think, in this game because of their standing in the regional rankings, and also just the history of how this program year over year over the last 20 years has been here before. But Post in recent history has also been here before, and what Coach Plefka has done, you'll see him on the sidelines, and he's a very high energy, but also high intensity and high. He's putting his players where he wants them, and his players respond to that, and it's been the right formula for them.
Well, and I think you make a great point about John. I remember when he played at Felician one year, and our girls were making great moves to the basket, and as the ball would go in, he would be cheering for our kids. You know, the ball would go in, and he'd be like, wow, that's a great move, that's a great play, whatever. He is a lover of good basketball. Both of these coaches really extract the most out of their kids. Happy for both of them that they are at this moment this afternoon. And let's get ready, partner. We got another good one.
Yeah, looking forward to this one here. I think these are two teams that are ready to go. They're coming off big wins in their home games on Tuesday. Holy Family and Post, I think both thinking they were going to be here, and they are. And a chance here for either of these programs to take that next step. And like was said earlier, Mike was saying, if Post or Dominican wins the CACC tournament, we're going to have 3 CACC representatives, which is not unprecedented. We've had that in previous years, but this didn't feel like the year it was going to be. And
yes,
you never know until you play the games, Coach.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, they're going to introduce the starting lineups on the floor, and we're going to go to the floor for that.
And now let's meet the starting lineups for Holy Family and Post. Holy Family will be the visiting team on today's scoreboard. Starting at one guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Morgantown, Pennsylvania, number 2, Ava Morrow. Starting at guard for Post, a 5'9" junior from New Haven, Connecticut, number 0, Tyree Allen. At a guard for Holy Family, a 5'8" junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 12, Lindsay Treader. At a guard for Post, a 5'7" graduate student from CACC, Maryland, number 1, Kiara Eubanks. At center for the Tigers, a 6'1" junior from Belmead, New Jersey, number 20, Carolyn Prevost. At guard for Post, a 5'5" senior from Plainfield, New Jersey, number 21, Jalea White. At guard for Holy Family, a 5'8" first year from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, number 21, Skylar Searfrost. At forward for Post, a 6-foot junior from New London, Connecticut, number 30, Taina Pagan. And at guard for Holy Family, a 5'7" senior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 35, Momor. And at guard for Post, a 5'8" senior from Springfield, Massachusetts, number 33, Sharia Haynes. Holy Family are coached by Bernadette Lakanis. Post coached by John Plefka. The NCAA, Jefferson Athletics, and the CACC encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives, or other spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Thank you.
All right, so we are back here and appreciate the public address giving you the starters, and we're about to get underway here from Herb McGee Court. Second of 4 games today. 2 really fun teams to watch, Coach.
Yep. And, you know, the battle maybe of Sharia Haynes and Skylar Searfrost, but the role players for both these teams are probably will determine this outcome.
Post University, as is their wont, does not challenge the opening tip. That's their thing. Here's Treader. Now back across to Moore. More one of those role players you talked about that's been so good this year. Offensive rebound by Prevost. She can't handle it though, and coming out of there with it is Kiara Eubanks. Here's Eubanks, post wearing the home white with the orange trim. Holy Family, even though they are closer than, in fact, you drive right past the campus if you're coming from Post or anywhere in New Jersey to get here. And they are the number 2 seed in the South, so they'll be wearing the visiting blue with the light blue numbers. Not the most easily read numbers, but we know who these players are.
Now Post coming out in their 3-2 somewhat matchup zone defense. Let's see if the Tigers can try to find gaps and seams in this zone today.
Treader leaves it for Morrow. Moore, too strong. Eubanks collects.
And 2 good defensive trips from Post to start the game, forcing Holy Family into some tough shots.
And finally getting on the board there is Holy Family, and they will start things off.
Now, actually, the basket was by Haynes,
by Post.
By Post, and yeah, the score was put on the wrong side.
Yeah, we're having some issues on the running score as well with the team, so hopefully they've cleared that up here at some point. And that home team, visiting team, little floater in the lane goes in for Morrow. And now we're tied at 2 and everything is okay.
Everything is okay in the world as Ava Morrow's knocking down that first jump shot for Holy Family.
Haynes, the do-it-all, and we mean all. She can shoot from 24 feet out and drive to the basket with equal aplomb. White now leaves it for Allen. Allen scoots in, slapped away, and she kept it by coming back inbounds. That's a smart play by Allen to get back into inbounds and then lays it in.
Well, Tyree Allen, that was so heady, like you said. She was smart enough to get back into the court to then touch the basketball.
New Haven, Connecticut native. Here's Treader now to the side to Morrow. Prevost leaves it out for Moore, who traveled.
You know, it's a really interesting defense, Jerry, that Post plays. You know, they show this zone look, and they have a lot of man principles in it. It's a really good matchup zone, and it forces teams to run different kind of sets. As you see Allen get the shot block, reestablishes herself back on the court, and then goes off the bounce against Mo Moore for the layup.
Here's Haynes. Eubanks now in the corner to White. Pagan, and her pass goes through. We talked before about the importance of when Sharia Haynes came back, but I think almost as important is when Tay Pagan came back and gave that presence inside that they were missing, who's been such a great rebounder in this conference. And maybe she didn't play enough games to get consideration for all conference, but she's a very important player.
I think you make a great point. Her presence inside on both ends of the floor is key for the Eagles.
4-4 your score on the layup by Morrow. Eubanks, one-on-one. Eubanks pops, got it. Grad student from Maryland with the basket.
Really nice move by Kiara Eubanks. Little step back jump shot. Created space nicely against her defender.
And turnaround inside by Prevost.
Oh, it's a nice offensive move by Carolyn Prevost.
McQueen, the straight up jumper is good. Teams are on fire early on. Tiara McQueen.
Both teams really heating up.
McQueen had a pile of three-pointers and a big comeback win for Post over Caldwell in a game I did a couple of weeks ago that helped them secure the #1 seed. There's a foul on Pagan as she comes by.
And you see Skylar Seafoss, nice little hesitation move, gets to the basket, absorbs the contact from Pagan, and will go to the line.
A couple of free throws coming for the freshman from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Rookie of the Year and second team All-Conference. One more to come for Sirfos, who's an 84% free throw shooter. High volume free throw shooter as well. She's made 112 of 135 attempts, so gets to the line a lot. Top 3 or 4 in the conference in that category.
Well, as you saw in the move there, she was able and understands how to use her body to initiate and draw contact. That's what sends her to the line so frequently.
McQueen. Pagan baseline. Extra pass to Haynes for the long 3. In and out. Rebound to Prevost. That is in her range for sure. I don't think that was a lark of a shot. She makes that, Haynes, a lot. Here is Treader. Leaves it for Morrow. Prevost spins, left hand short. And Allen the rebound. Here comes McQueen.
Good job by Pagan forcing Prevost into a tough shot.
Allen for 3, yes! Tyree Allen, hot early. The Coppin State transfer makes it 11-7 Eagles.
Well, and you see the depth in the post roster, 11 points, and Shariah Haynes, really has been quiet in the first 4.5 minutes.
Foul line jumper is good by Sirfos, so she gets on the field goal board. And it's 11-9. Here's McQueen. McQueen with 8 points the first time these two teams. So I checked that 2 points the first time these two teams played when early in that transition period. So I don't think you could take much from that game. McQueen or Pagan were just getting back in rhythm. There's a missed jumper and a rebound by Sirfos, who comes back across. A lot of contact there with White, no call, and then a rebound is pulled out by Jayla White, senior from Plainfield, New Jersey.
And Jalea White really took a shot from Sirfos, and she was kind of doing some inventory check after getting hit there.
Haynes, another long 3, splash by Shariah Haynes. She loves that shot.
And Haynes had something to say to the folks in the front row who are Holy Family fans.
Now the answer 3 is too strong. White the rebound.
Now the Eagles playing with a lot of confidence here in the first quarter.
Here's Haynes. Haynes off glass and in the left hand. Junior from Springfield, Mass. It's the home of the Hall of Fame. The home of the Hall of Fame.
Home of the Hall of Fame. And she is able to instantly heat up offensively. Long-range shooting capabilities and the ability to go to the basket.
Blocking foul call by our friend Rich Fetter. And a timeout on the floor. And we're going to go to a break. You are watching CACC basketball on the CACC network, powered by BTV. All right, we are back. 2:58 to play first quarter, and a lot of end-to-end action here. Not a lot of stoppages, which is the way we like basketball to be played, Coach.
Yes, very fast-paced. And, we talked in our first game, the shooting percentages, weren't great. But here in the first quarter of this game, the Post Eagles have really come out flying and knocking down shots both from the perimeter as well as taking it to the basket. Good start for Coach Plefka's squad.
All right, Sirfos to inbound for the Tigers, trailing at 16-9 early on. Morrow. Moore one-on-one with McQueen. Moore, a little baseline jumper won't go. Gets the offensive rebound in traffic and lays it back a bit, no good. Scramble again, and a held ball is going to go back to the Eagles.
Actually, I think they're going to call a foul, I think
Sirfos?
On Sirfos, yeah.
Okay, Sirfos in traffic there. It looked like it was going to be a tie-up, but the call is the foul on no, it's going to be on, Searfoss. First, things are a little confused on the board. We're working on it. Here's Eubanks, stops, pops off glass, won't get the roll. Morrow the rebound. Here's Searfoss. And the layup is good by Morrow. She has 6 of the 11 Tigers points.
Yeah, Ava Morrow's doing a really good job finding the sweet spot at the free throw line. She's knocked down jumpers from there and was able to go off the bounce against Pagan to get the layup.
She had one of her best games of the year points-wise against Holy Family the first time she had 11, or against Post the first time she had 11. Prevost clears the rebound here. More with it now. Lob down to Prevost, open for the layup and lays it in.
Good ball movement by Holy Family. Able to swing the basketball and then get a post entry for an easy bucket.
McQueen. Flung all the way across in the corner to White. Now Haynes, they have to respect that. Come out for her. Haynes drives. Haynes off glass, no good. Rebound collected by Searfoss. Searfoss all the way now. Baseline jumper, quick trigger, no good by Morrow, and a foul's going to stay there. As good activity that time by Mo Moore.
Well, and White kind of got caught, getting caught somewhat underneath the basket and needed to push more to establish that position away from the basket to get the rebound.
Discussion now at the table. Cleared up whatever it might have been. And they tried that little play, but it's not a backcourt. Bringing it up will be Mo Moore. 10th in the conference in assists, almost 3 per game. Senior from right here in Philadelphia, Archbishop Ryan. Searfoss scoops, no good. Rebound is scrambled for and pulled out of there by Morrow. Long 3 by Treader, too strong. And trying to save it as Searfoss, she can't, into the post bench.
Really good extra effort by the Holy Family players. The ability to get second chance opportunities really has enabled them to score here in this first quarter.
Here's Allen. Pagan. Back to Haynes. Haynes. Little flip with the left hand, won't go. Offensive rebound though by Pagan. Tipped away from Eubanks, but she is fouled. She will go to the free throw line.
Well, and a tough call there against Holy Family. They got to do a better job on the offensive glass. Post really sends a lot of players to the O boards to extend offensive possessions. The Tigers really need to do a good job of blocking out and secure rebounds.
Here's Allen. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Allen drives, nowhere to go, but a pushing foul is going to bail her out.
Well, a tough call again to go against Holy Family, as what it looked like Carolyn Prevost. Well, now, you know what? It is a good call, as Ava Morrow clearly gave her a nice love tap bump to get her off her feet.
2 on Morrow, but it will put the junior from New Haven at the free throw line. Guess they gave her credit for that being shooting. She was kind of driving to the basket. I don't know if she was shooting.
Yeah, there was no there. Yeah,
third team foul.
Yeah, I don't think the shot was getting close to the basket when the contact was made.
Coach Plufko will take it here. 1 second, 0. Half court heave is off to the right. And at the end of the first half, the Eagles hold an 18-13 lead, and we are going to go down to our friend Andrew Byrne on the floor. Andrew.
Thanks, guys. Well, remember, when these two teams met in the regular season, Post was held at just 34 points. It's the least amount of points they had scored since 2018. Well, already a quarter in the books. They have 18 points. They had just 4 in that first meeting. The difference, points in the paint. We continue to see the Eagles scoring at will inside. I did hear Coach Plefka, though, talking about his team. They got to get back when Holy Family is in transition, because if the Tigers can get out of the floor, space the floor, they'll score the basketball when they get in transition. Back to you guys upstairs.
Thanks, Andrew. Good point there. And we talked about how in that first game, I think, can't completely discount it because they did have Haynes and they did have Pagan, but it was early in the time that they were back, and it's a very different team. Post usually the team that's limiting teams to under 40 points, but in that game, they were the one that would held to that number.
Yeah, and you know, if you don't shoot the ball well and you don't get things going to the basket, you know, you can see those problems occurring. But they've really gotten out of the blocks well here in the first quarter. And a lot of it is they've got balance. It's not just the Sharia Haynes show. You know, Tyree Allen and Kiara Eubanks have really come out of the gate firing as well. It's a good start for Coach Plefka's squad.
18-13 is the Eagles' lead. They're the #1 North seed, wearing the white uniforms here. You missed it earlier. First of all, shame on you, but if you missed it earlier, Dominican coming up with a 72-71 victory over the host Jefferson Rams. So the winner of this game will play tomorrow at noon for the CACC championship. Here's Haynes driving off glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Moore. Pass ahead, layup by Hinkle, no good, coming in off the bench. Moore travels. Taylor Hinkle, the freshman from Chalfont, Pennsylvania, gets her first touch.
It was a really nice look by Mo Moore to find Hinkle ahead of the floor for the opportunity for the layup, and a nice play defensively by Post to reject the shot and not allow a bucket for Holy Family to start the second quarter.
42, Jessica Reapy in for the Tigers, and 15, Tijane Simmons, junior out of Houston, Texas. Many Houston, Texas players in the CACC, Coach.
Is anybody from North Rockland in this game?
No.
No, huh?
No. Layup is short. Little floater. There will be one tomorrow, though, Coach. There'll be 2 tomorrow. And a UMBC train.
Yeah.
Foul is going to be ticketed to Hinkle, her first of the second quarter. We're going to put Eubanks, the 70% free throw shooter, at the line. She's from CACC, Maryland. Transferred from Wilmington, so stayed within the conference when she transferred. CACC is in southern Maryland, right below D.C. Right on the banks of the Potomac River. George Washington might have tossed a coin across right by CACC. Searfoss now leaves it for Reapy. Searfoss again. Treader in rhythm, 3, yes! Lindsay Treader gets on the board with a 3, and it's 19-16.
Good ball movement by Holy Family, finding the open player, and Treader knocking down the 3-ball.
6th in the conference in threes is Treader, with now her 52nd of the season. Reapy, jumper. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound to Pagan.
Pagan did a nice job of establishing position on the weak side, corralling that rebound.
McQueen too strong. They get it back. McQueen will try another and gets it to go. The grad student from Roselle Catholic buries the 3, and it's 22-16.
Tiara McQueen getting that friendly shooter's roll. Nice, easy front rim for the bucket.
And good shooters keep shooting, Coach. They don't worry about missing one shot or getting an air ball. Right in rhythm, knows she's confident she's going to make that shot. Tracking it down is Hinkle. Can't get there. Back comes Post with McQueen. Slung across to Eubanks. Eubanks for 3. Yeah! Eubanks for the 4th game for the Eagles. Time out, Holy Family.
And a a nice play by Kiara Eubanks, faking the pass on that reversal, fake the pass to the corner to allow for space for that jump shot. And the Eagles back-to-back trays have extended their lead to 9 here early in the second quarter.
Post led the conference with 222 three-pointers through Tuesday, and Holy Family 5th with 171, but they have shown the prowess from beyond the arc. That's a John Plefka thing. He loves to have his gals shoot the three, high volume. Sometimes you get an offensive rebound, put it back in. If you take 10 possessions and you shoot 8 threes out of them, good things are going to happen, especially with a prolific team like this.
And let's face it, to try to get that extra point, it's mathematics. You shoot a lot of threes, you make some, that's going to result, highly in your favor. But I think, the phrase that you use, the high intensity, you watch this post team, they play that way. They play with a very aggressive kind of style. The energy level is high, and it's infectious, and when good things tend to happen, they happen in bunches for post. And again, they're such a hot team right now. They're extremely confident, and they've gotten out of the gate strong here in this game. And here we are, 7:42 remaining in the second quarter, 9-point lead.
The CACC North Championship came down to Dominican versus Post in a game last week. Post came up with the win, got that #1 seed, and gets to be the home team here. Searfoss tries to dump it down inside, but it's knocked away by a host of Eagles, a host of Post. Here's Haynes. Eubanks, extra pass in the corner to Allen. McQueen for 3, in and out. Rebound repeat.
Man, it almost went down. Would have been the 3rd consecutive 3 for the Eagles.
Prevost for now Searfoss, across to Treader. Here's Reapy down to 10. Hinkle off the back iron, no good.
Well, Taylor Hinkle really was able to get by her player. Just has to finish in that situation.
Haynes, no good. Rebound Searfoss, and she's fouled coming out of there. Good rebound in traffic by the freshman.
It's not a bad foul by Tyree Allen. As you see, Sharia Haynes' miss. Skylar Cephas was able to get the rebound, and if there was no contact there, Holy Family had some numbers. They might have gotten an easy fast break basket.
Substitution, we've got White back in for the Eagles. Searfoss. Layup is good by Searfoss, and a turnover as I look down to mark the score, and Coach, I didn't.
Yeah, they violated. After the bucket, the inbounder just stepped over the end line when she made the pass. She wasn't completely out of bounds.
Just a nonchalant play, and the inbound 3 by Treader won't go. Offensive rebound, not good by Hinkle, and now a scramble, and Haynes is going to come out of there with it. Keeps the dribble, though. So smart to keep that dribble going when she went down on a 1 knee.
Kind of Marcus Haynes-esque from the old Globetrotter days.
Marcus Haynes, Sharia Haynes. Here's a little lay for Pagan.
Kiara Eubanks, great dribble, drive, and dish to Pagan for the easy bucket.
Here's Searfoss. Power move won't go for Prevost, and out of bounds. Back to the Eagles.
I'm really impressed with Post's interior defense today. Anytime that Holy Family gets an opportunity near the basket, they're very closely guarded. They're not getting any easy shots in and around the basket. They're very well guarded and contested, and they haven't made a high number of them.
Yeah, starts with Pagan and her presence inside. Not gaudy numbers in terms of scoring, but a defensive stalwart. This one is taken by Searfoss. Slings it ahead to Hinkle, who lays it in.
That's a great finish by Taylor Hinkle, catching it in stride on the move. able to finish the layup. Really athletic play.
One freshman to another, and it's a 27-20 game. Eubanks gets a screen. Haynes. Haynes, another long three. This one's a little off to the right, but White collects the rebound. They get a fresh 20.
I don't think Coach Plefka wants Sharia Haynes just pounding the ball and then shooting a distance three. The offense is better when they're getting things going to the basket like they just did there with Kiara Eubanks. Eubanks is able to set Taylor Henkel up and able to get the contact.
Eubanks will get to the line here. I believe since there was a timeout taken, that will negate what would be a media timeout here. And we'll put the grad student at the line, makes the first free throw. Again, transfer from Wilmington, where she averaged 9.9 points a game over 3 years and 61 games there, in a fellow CACC conference member. And makes it 29-20 in favor of the Eagles. Treader to Moore. Mo Moore stepping back. Stolen away by McQueen. What a good anticipation by Tiara. She drives all the way in. Off glass won't go. Offensive rebound won't finish. And Searfoss comes away with it. 3-on-2. Searfoss. Jumper. Won't go. Offensive rebound put back is good.
Well, really impressive though by Cephas to 2 feet jump stop. Shot didn't go down, but really impressive move by the freshman.
Answer to the Kokolas layup won't go in. Jen Kokolas, the junior from Bethlehem, getting that follow-up basket just a moment ago. Straight up three for Treader.
Treader with 2 threes today, and it all starts with dribble drive and a good kick out for a wide open three.
29-25, down to a 4-point game, closest you've been in a while, Coach.
Yeah, it all starts with some really good defense by Holy Family in the last few trips.
Here's Haynes, step back three. Haynes, and hits that guy wire again on the rebound.
When Post has to play in the half court and they just settle for deep threes, they're not as nearly as effective when they're getting things going to the basket.
Angela Hayes, the grad student out of Woodbury, New Jersey, a 4-time CACC All-Academic Team member. Number 3 checks in for the Tigers. A timeout on the floor of the 30-second variety. Don't forget, second half of our quadruple header coming up today. About 5 o'clock will be the start of the men's semifinals. And that will be 2 games starting at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow, the winner of this game at noon will take on Dominican, if you're just tuning in to a surprise, Dominican with the overtime exciting win over the host Jefferson here. So 2 teams will be going at it today. Will have the right to play Bill Diener's Chargers tomorrow at noon. Here's Hayes, number 3, just flipping it over to Searfoss. Keeps the pivot foot. Searfoss again. That's a nice feed down to Prevost, who did a good job of sealing.
Good call, partner. I mean, she sealed her player up into the lane, was able to get a nice lob pass for a wide open layup.
2-point game at 29-27 for the Eagles. 7-point run here for the Tigers. Eubanks tries to force her way in there, and a held ball is going to go back to the Tigers.
Just everything in the last few minutes is fueled for Holy Family by their defense. You see Mo Moore really doing a nice job defensively, getting that held ball on the block shot, and a resulting possession for Holy Family, and they can either tie or take the lead.
Yeah, I like no call there, too, on that. Just 2 good players going at it. Here's Moore. Step back elbow jumper, gets it to go, we're tied. First points of the game for Baltimore.
And they fight all the way back, this Holy Family, to even this score at 29. Just really good basketball the last few minutes by the Tigers.
Haynes tries to feed Pagan. It's taken away from her, and then Pagan definitely wanted to commit the foul there, no question.
Might
Almost
be an
undressed her.
intentional foul, and it will be. It's going to be an intentional foul call against Pagan.
Pagan trying to stop the fast break there by committing the foul. I think she thought maybe she'd committed it already, and then when she didn't get called, she kind of grabbed the hole of some shorts. And the next thing you knew, it was an intentional foul. So this will be 2 shots on the ball.
Well, the one official made the call, and now they're talking about it. Let's see if they rethink.
They may have made the initial call of a foul before that. And they will have the teams.
Oh, they're going to go to the monitor.
I mean, they're going to see maybe if there's some kind of a I don't think there was any flagrant involved. I'm not sure what they're looking at here.
Yep, they're going to look at whether or not this is an intentional foul. There was a very, I'll call it, meekly made call by one of the officials in his indication of an intentional foul, and they're looking at it now. And our man Andrew Byrne is right behind the scorer's table, and Andrew, I don't know if you can hear me. They're looking to see if it was an intentional foul on Pagan, correct?
That is correct, guys. They are checking to see if it is an intentional foul as ruled initially on the floor.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Andrew's so nosy down there. His nose to everything. What kind of sideline reporter are you? 29-29 is the score.
And he just gave us the signal. It's going to be an intentional foul on Pagan.
Coach Plefka not loving it, but I guess understanding it, not giving too much back on that. And it will be just possession here. Well, it should be 2 shots and then possession back because of the intentional foul. And it'll put Searfoss at the line, the 85% free throw shooter, nearly coming in. Makes the first. She has 6 points. 10 points, 11 rebounds the first time these 2 teams played. That gives Holy Family the lead for the first time.
Holy Family on a 10 or 11-0 run here. It's been a while since Post has scored a basket or scored a point even.
And they get another chance here with the possession. Treader in the corner. Gets it down to Prevost. Prevost makes a move, left hand. Nice move by Karen Prevost, right on Pagan.
Really, really nice move by Carolyn Prevost. Set it up well, was patient with her move. Good, strong move to the basket for the bucket.
Haynes leaves it for McQueen. Here's Tiara. McQueen has some trouble, gets it back out to White. Jumper from the free throw line is good by Jayla White.
And a big basket for Post to stop the run, I believe, at 12-0. Good job by White to knock down that foul line jump shot.
13-point run we hear from our helpers. Prevost again, this time it won't finish, and White scoots in and gets it.
Now, Sharia Haynes came over and gave help on Prevost. Did a nice job forcing a tough shot.
Here's McQueen. Could be a 2-for-1 here for the Eagles. White gets a screen. White drives, blocked away. Pagan, the follow won't go. Eubanks fighting for it, and it was actually McQueen fighting for it, but the offensive rebound, and another chance here from the free throw line.
And there you see the athleticism and the tenaciousness of the Post Eagles as Pagan misses the first attempt, but then there's 2 offensive rebounds by the Eagles, and it's going to result in White getting fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
All right, so Jayla White, the 78% free throw shooter, makes the first. Or 75% free throw shooter, 8 of 12 on the season. One more coming for the senior from Plainfield. Gets it to go. And we tied again at 33.
Holy Family could have rushed it up and here tried to go for a little 2-for-1. That's not going to happen now.
Hayes now in the corner for Treader. Back out to Hayes for 3. No good. Tipped by Moore, but that's going to be the third foul on Mo Moore.
Yeah, Mo really trying to get that offensive rebound, and she just climbs the back of Tiara McQueen.
Great block out.
And I was just going to say that. You have to reward that player for boxing out there.
Shot clock off. Haynes. May not give it up, Coach.
May not.
She does. Three-pointer by McQueen, no good. Rebound cleared, 2 seconds, 1. And at halftime, we are going to go in right where we started, Coach. It was 0-0, and now it's 33-33. A spirited first half by both teams as we will grab Coach Plefka before he gets away. Andrew Burns not letting him get away. Here is Andrew Byrne with post coach John Plefka.
Coach, last meeting with Holy Family, you guys were held to 34 points. You already have 33 at the half. What's changed for you offensively in this meeting?
Yeah, a little bit different. I think a change of scenery is really important for us. Anytime you play any team in our conference at home, it's very difficult. So now neutral, even though they played here this year, we haven't. It gives us a little bit of an even playing field. So they're a phenomenal team, and hopefully we can figure out a way to pull this off in the second half.
Is the pace right now where you want it to be, that fast style for the Eagles?
Yeah, we're good. I think we're really good. We're just happy that we're not on that side of the floor now. So that's a good thing. That's a little inside information that not many people know. But hopefully here we'll light it up and come out with the victory.
What did Holy Family do during that 13-0 run to get back in the game?
Yeah, it's transition and conversion. You know, if we make this a half-court game, they're not going to beat us. So I think that's something that's really important. But that's effort. You know, win, lose, or draw at the end of the day, if they beat us by effort, you know, that's something that we don't want to have. So we'll make an adjustment here at halftime and see what happens.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys upstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Andrew, with Coach Plefka there. Tim Jimenez, Mike Andrews, and that was quite the back and forth there, kind of a tale of two quarters.
Yes, it was. The big run by Holy Family. You know, they did a 13-0 run, and then Post kind of got 4 points in there at the end to kind of bring it back a little bit. Some interesting comments by Coach Plefka. What was the inside knowledge about?
I'm here all the time. I have no idea what the inside knowledge is.
I love the fact that he's big into the neutral court. I believe that to be true.
Yeah.
You know, because the Holy Family crowd, I mean, they're probably a lot here anyway because it's in Philadelphia, but it's a little even playing field. He loves the pace. I like the pace of the game, too, for them. Haynes, Allen, Eubanks, McQueen all have three-point baskets. As I think Jerry said during the game, 222 three-point baskets for Post this year. So they are comfortable shooting it behind the arc.
They certainly are. Post tonight from beyond the arc. They shot 4 of 17. That was the
4 of 12.
4 of 12, excuse me. Yeah, 4 of 12 from beyond the arc, good for 33%. 35% on the night from the field for Post. 7 of 8 from the free throw line. And for this Holy Family team, that second quarter, they really charged there. They could have, they could have let this slip away early, but they really battled in that second quarter.
They did. Prevost with a big basket. Moore, unfortunately, she goes to the bench. You hate to see the stars go to the bench, but you gotta play a little bit more controlled. Prevost picked up that Pagan picked up the intentional foul. Sirfas drained both baskets. So they got their shot. They took it. They kind of reeled them in. They got it to a very manageable game now. It's the second half run. Let's see who's going to make more shots.
That's the thing, right? Who makes the most shots? For Holy Family, they shot overall 41% from the field, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And just kind of the individual numbers, if we look at for Holy Family, of course, the player we've been talking about a lot in terms of the success she's had for this Holy Family team, and Skylar Sierfoss, the CACC Rookie of the Year. For her, 7 points, and she really came up big in that second quarter like we talked about.
And it doesn't surprise me that she was on the court the entire time with Lindsey Treader. 20 minutes, you lean on your stars in these kinds of games. You go play, Prevost again, 20 minutes, played all the time.
Right.
You go. You don't come off the court.
Exactly. And Shariah Haynes on the other end, another player we always talk about for post, 7 points tonight. A lot of volume in terms of her shots, but I guess a bit of struggle if you look at the overall number of the 3 of 11 from the field.
But the fact that she, well, for whatever reason, she didn't play November, December,
Right.
You got to think that her legs are fresh. January, February, and then now we're into March. Plus, it's a big stage. The good players in this league, they like the big stage. They want to come out and they want to prove to everybody that, yes, I was a first-team selection, and I was that for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Rightfully so. And I think going to one of the comments I think JR made, or maybe Jerry made this, but, seeing that Jefferson lost.
Oh.
This is anybody's tournament. This is absolutely anybody's tournament. I mean, you could say it always has been because you never know what happens in conference play.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the top seed in the entire conference is out, if you're Holy Family, if you're Post, of course, Dominican's waiting, but you have a wide open opportunity here.
And big chances because you know that you've taken some punches early in this game. If you're Post, you took the big punch, that 13-0 run. If you're Holy Family, you only put up 13 points in the first quarter, and Post put up 18. So you kind of took your punch there. Now it's time to see what both coaches can do to adapt, to see if we want to keep this pace going. Post scores 66 a game, and Holy Family scores 67 a game on average. Both teams, as we got into February, Post was scoring 70 a game, and Holy Family only scoring 65 a game. But both are playing their best basketball now. Post 6-1 in the month of February, and Holy Family 5-2. So you want that coming into your conference playoff. You don't want to be coming in limping with people hurt. You want to be coming in hitting on all cylinders, and I think we've seen it out of both teams.
We have, and just like earlier, and again, just to kind of recap, the winner of this game between Holy Family and Post will take on the Dominican Chargers, who came away with a victory. Again, we're still kind of getting over that last-second shot there, a terrific shot to end that one. The Dominican team just played so hard. And the Jefferson team, the offense just wasn't there, just was not enough offense. So
we see a lot of those red and black sweatsuits on the left side of the gym. They came in afterwards, and everybody's chin is up, big smiles. They're
rightfully so.
Absolutely. Everybody got their post-game, whatever they got, treatment or a little bit of food. Now they're out here just kicking their feet up and watching these two teams go at it.
Yeah, exactly. We have some terrific basketball. We're seeing some of the highlights now on the screen here. That big three-point shot. Good. Look at that. And talking to the Holy Family crowd, I believe.
Yeah, I heard Jerry mention that
Jerry
at the beginning,
mentioned that.
yes.
Talk about that. What a big shot there. And
Hey.
another three coming in.
Post it's kind of like, does anybody go up there to Connecticut? We all make trips up there to go play, but they're probably thinking like they're the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, right.
Nobody watches West Coast football.
Right, that's a good point.
Or West Coast basketball because we're all sleeping by the time it comes on. But, oh, no, we play this game too, and we play it at a high level.
Yeah, they certainly do. As we're seeing some of the Holy Family highlights now, there's a three-point shot up and good there.
The only three-point basket, Treader. Treader's got two.
Treader's got
a pair.
Treader, she can certainly hit those threes. We haven't seen anyone else hit that, but
you wonder if that's going to play out in the second half, if that's going to start to become a little bit of an issue. We heard JR say, you just do the simple math.
Right.
If you guys are making threes and I'm only making twos, there's going to be a challenge there to try to close that gap. But, all right, what do we see in the start of the second half? Or do we want to wait to hear what Coach Bernadette Lakaitis
is going to
say coming out?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, like you said, your stars are going to show what they're made of here today. Searfoss, I think we're just going to see a little bit more in the second half coming out from her. Again, 7 points for the CACC Rookie of the Year. And again, Prevost has been really good as well. So I think this is a balanced team. I don't know. I think it's anybody's game at this very moment. I don't know what kind of changes. Both teams are taking good care of the basketball. Combined 9 turnovers here. So that total 9 turnovers for both teams. So that hasn't been an issue here tonight.
No real foul trouble except more.
No foul trouble. So maybe which team will maybe make some of the more defensive plays with the stops and forcing the issue, getting some fast break points, maybe getting some easy baskets to get some momentum. We'll see, but this is really evenly matched. Clearly, it's tied, so it's an evenly matched game.
And the players are back out on the court.
Yep. We see Post now shooting. Holy Family waiting to see them. About 6 minutes or so until we get ready back into the second half. Again, this is the second game for the women. And coming up tonight, it's the men. We're just coming up just a few hours away. Caldwell, Chestnut Hill, tip off 5 o'clock. Should be a good one.
Looking forward to that. I've called 4 Caldwell games this season. I'm very excited to see what the men can do here now that they're back on the big stage.
I was going to say, I think you know a thing or two about Caldwell, so
I'm excited.
It'd be great to have your expertise about that.
I don't know about his expertise.
Jefferson, Bloomfield after that, 7 o'clock tonight. Again, that is the men coming up later on. It is the women still who will play Dominican tomorrow for the CACC championship. And you mentioned, Mike, the potential that we could have maybe 3 teams from the CACC in the tournament for the women. It'd be very exciting. Great for all these programs. Great for the conference.
It's just crummy for the NE10 and the ECC.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Because somebody's going to get bounced.
Right.
But we don't want to put the cart before the horse here. Let's play some more basketball and we'll figure it out at the end of the day.
Exactly. So should be a good second half here. Holy Family and Post coming up. We will be hearing from Andrew Byrne, who is with Coach Bernadette Lukaitis. Coach Lukaitis is getting set right now, and we're going to go over there to the sidelines. Andrew?
Welcoming in Coach. And Coach, how big was that 13-0 run right at the under 5 to get back in this game and go in tied? What did that change for you in the halftime speech?
Absolutely gave us momentum, and that's what we needed. You know, our team stayed together through their ups, you know, the ups and downs of the ebbs and flows of the game, you know, and that's what we continue to preach all year long. We've had a lot of these type of games, so we were ready for it, and I think that was a huge impact for us to go on that type of run ourselves to finish the half.
You held Post to just 4 first-quarter points in the first meeting. Have you noticed anything different from them offensively?
No, I mean, they're a great team. You know, I think that's why they're here. That's why we're both here. We both have really solid players that can make plays. You know, they made a lot to start the game, which we knew had to be ready for. So we adjusted defensively and just continue to make those adjustments as we continue the game.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys upstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Byrne, talking to Coach Bernadette Lukaitis for Holy Family. Any surprises there? I mean, again, this is a team, she says, kind of battle-tested. They've clawed their way back before, and then they did it again.
To go into that half, great momentum, huge impact, adjust their defense. I think she knows what she's doing.
I think so. Both these coaches certainly know what they're doing. And I really want to know what Coach Plefka was talking about with this advantage here. You have to know. I'm here all the time. I have no idea.
You start to think, Larry Bird in the old Boston Garden where he knew the soft spots on the floor.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So he could dribble and find the dead spot on the floor.
I'm gonna find out.
Maybe he knows something.
He knows something. He's not going to tell me. So we're going to go back to the broadcast booth. Jerry Milani and then J.R. Denali. Oh, my gosh. I'm mixing up names here.
It's a vowel at the end. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
Milani, Milano.
Wow. See,
oh, my God.
See, I gave...
Just don't call me late for the lunch or for whatever food's in the spread here.
I gave Andrewson props. I didn't compliment Mr. Jimenez. And look what he does.
I combined their names.
He does.
Yes, you did.
I'm very sorry. Oh, you can hear me.
We're such a team now.
I can hear you,
Tim. Now you can hear me.
We're such
hear
a
you,
team
Tim.
that it's okay. Yes.
Oh.
All right, we whittled down the last 3 minutes before the half here, getting us back on track. And I think I liked what Coach Plefka said about the familiarity with the floor and familiarity. Now, again, they're the home team, but Holy Family is 25 minutes away up I-95 and a couple other turns. They have the potential to have kind of bigger home crowd here than coming all the way down from Waterbury. But at the same time, this being able to be on that neutral floor where you don't have to go and play in a really bad situation or a really antipathy situation gives them the opportunity to just play their game.
Yeah, and I think that, once you start playing, you get into a rhythm, you get into a role and a vibe, and you forget about, where you're playing. And I think, Jefferson had a home court advantage. Everybody else, it's the same. And now, unfortunately, that, the Rams have been eliminated. There is no home court advantage. Everybody's, on equal footing. And may the best team win. But a very intriguing first half of basketball and a kind of a tale of segments, if you will. Post ran out and had a 9-point lead, only to see Holy Family go on a big 13-0 run. But credit Post in the last 90 seconds, 2 minutes of that second quarter, where they were able to get back and tie the game up and kind of eliminate that momentum for Holy Family going into the locker room. I like the fact that there's balance on the Post team. It's not just, Haynes, going left and right and shooting deep, but you've seen Eubanks, Allen, McQueen, Pagan. They're getting a lot of scoring from a lot of different quarters. Clearly, Holy Family is going to get that. As good as Skylar Cephas is, they're role players, they're complementary players. Moore, Treader, who's hit some big shots. Prevost has looked good inside. Hinkle, the other freshman, able to attack the basket. I think Bernadette Lakatis really is in a really good situation for her program. She has so much depth. She has so many pieces. And really, this team might be a year ahead of schedule being where they are today.
It's another couple of teams where you look, for seniors, and there's a couple on this Post team, but this Holy Family team, just like we saw with the two teams in the first game today, still teams on the come, still teams that have a lot of returning players for next year, but enough experience, not just with this year, but in previous years, to be that kind of team that can not let things that go on in the game bother them too much, but at the same time, still have a bright future.
Yeah, and I that's leadership, which Mo Moore gives them, and obviously what Coach Lakatis gives them as well. She was a terrific player, during the glory days, that Mike McLaughlin was the head coach. So she understands what it takes to create a team and have that team execute the plan.
Eagles will have the first possession here of the second half on the alternate possession. Eubanks tries a three right away. In and out. Rebound to Treader. Treader slings it across. And layup no good. And rebound by Eubanks.
Boy, I'm so impressed with Searfoss's ability to kind of like hang when she shoots layups, and her body control really plays well beyond her years as a freshman.
Haynes. Gets it across to McQueen, and she traveled. So Tiara, I think, was in this little indecision there. Not sure if she wanted to pop that one or drive, and she ended up getting kind of in between.
Yeah, and you know what they say, he who hesitates is lost, and she was a little lost on that offensive move. Sometimes it's better to just pull the trigger.
Sometimes it doesn't matter which decision you make, just that you make a decision. As the floater off back iron, no good from O'Moore in there with her 3 fouls.
Both these teams coming out of the locker room really cold. Let's see which team starts to get going on the offensive end.
It's crossover by Haynes off the glass, won't go. Pagan, the follow, blocked by Treader. And now Haynes, the follow-up 3, rims out. Recovered by Treader in the corner.
Good job by Holy Family to fight to get that defensive rebound with so many white shirts going to the glass.
Treader the lob down to Prevost. Prevost steps through, doesn't finish. Moore the rebound, and she's fouled by Pagan. It's going to be 3 on her.
And that's a tough foul for Pagan to get, as you see a really nice up and under move by Carolyn Prevost, just not able to finish it. Pagan just literally kind of just nudging Mo Moore while she had the basketball.
Morrow had a good first quarter. Quieter in the second. Gets a touch. Now it's to Searfoss. And a little armbar there by T.R. McQueen.
Yeah, that's a good call. And a point of emphasis this year in college basketball is that armbar. And you see McQueen, watch her get her arm extended right there. Get that left arm extended and slowing down the dribbler's progression to the basket.
Searfoss. Morrow back to Searfoss. She scoops through and lays it in with the left hand.
Tim Jimenez made a great point in his opening today, talking about her ability, Searfoss's ability to get to the basket. It's uncanny how well she's able to do so.
Haynes for a screen, gets one. Haynes to White. White, nice feed. No look feed almost to Pagan.
And a good catch by Pagan because, you know, sometimes those no-look passes could catch people by surprise. Pagan did a good job of catching and finishing in traffic.
Players who play together know what each other's tendencies are. She was ready for it. We're tied again at 35. Extra pass to Moore. Jumper is good from the baseline for Mo Moore.
Now, Mo Moore did a nice job of going off the bounce and going to the baseline side where there's no help. Good pull-up jump shot.
Haynes. Off glass again, not going this time. A couple times she got those to go in the first half. They haven't fallen yet for the junior. Searfoss lost it, knocked away by Haynes. I was going to say it was off Searfoss.
The officials are gonna confer. I think this is gonna go back. Yeah, it's gonna go back to Holy Family.
Again, sometimes that other official in the back can have a better look at it. This one felt like it was.
Yeah, I think it went off Sharia Haynes' foot.
Which maybe saw just to go off the hand.
Yep.
It didn't go off another hand, but it went off a foot. Morrow with the quick trigger. Hits the mid-range jumper, and it's a 4-point lead for the Tigers.
And you know, Ava Morrow really started the game on fire, hit a couple of shots, then got quiet. You know, she could be a really key person for the Tigers here in the second half.
Here's Haynes. Eubanks. It's help from White. Eubanks now to White. This move, foul line jumper, too strong. Rebound Prevost. Lost by Searfoss. Here's Allen, closes it back to Mo. Mo Moore, foul from behind, a little slap foul on Eubanks.
Now, got a little frenetic there by both teams, but Mo Moore, kind of the veteran player for Holy Family, is able to corral it and get things going to the basket.
It's good to have a player with her experience, just kind of knowing, like, all right, everything's going to break down. Let's just slow it down for a second. I'll get this ball and we'll figure it out. Here's a nice feed inside. Layup won't go, though. Offensive rebound by Prevost. Her follow is good. Evelyn Prevost with 10.
Prevost, you know, that second effort, good finish.
Stolen away by Pagan. Layup is good. Score the basket and the foul. So it looked like disaster on a turnover. Pagan didn't give up on it. Got the steal and a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, just got a little bit lazy, did Holy Family, after they were able to get that steal. And then the turnover after a turnover, resulting in a potential and one here for Pagan.
Missed the free throw, though, and super 80% free throw shooter. Pagan from New London, Connecticut. Searfoss now flips it all around to Moore. Moore. Searfoss baseline. Foul on her way up. See if they get Eubanks for that.
And the ability again by Searfoss to...
No, it's on Pagan, her fourth.
Oh,
coach.
wow. Let's see it right here as she gets by Pagan. And you know what? It's a good call. As she was in the air, even though Eubanks was coming across, Pagan got her from the back. It's a good call.
Coach John Plefka not in complete agreement with your assessment there, apparently.
Well, and that's fair. I mean, his starting center just picked up her fourth personal foul with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. I mean, that's a big moment here in the game.
Searfoss drops in the first. Yeah, still 15 minutes to play. Second one comes up short, but the offensive rebound by Morrow. Treader for two.
Rebound, Eubanks. Pagan's still in there with the 4 fouls, Coach.
Well, I think it's because they couldn't sub her out as a big 3.
Straight up 3 by Simmons.
And a smart timeout by Coach Plevka to make sure he's able to get Pagan off the floor.
He's going to get the media anyway, but we want to make sure on defense she doesn't have another defensive possession. You are watching Holy Family and Post here in the semifinals of the CACC tournament. Stay right here.
Ready to make an impact on the world? At Holy Family University, our renowned faculty will help you realize your dreams. With nearly 40 majors and 625 courses in business, the arts, nursing, and education, the possibilities are endless. And with amazing internships at Fortune 500 companies, we've got you covered. At Holy Family University, we aren't just preparing you for your first job, we're preparing you for life. Learn more at holyfamily.edu/visit. Holy Family University, the value of family.
All right, Jerry Milani here with J.R. Donalo and Mike and Tim on the table. Andrew Byrne down on the floor, and I don't know if we can do better than this, Coach. We had an overtime game in the first game. We got a 2-point game with 4:41 to play. The number 1 seed, the number 2 South seed is going to be going down to the wire again.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing, really evenly matched teams. Both, clearly we had what a great game in game 1, but both these teams taking each other's punch so far here in this second game.
Treader. Lob down to Morrow. Morrow spins. Can't get the finish. Simmons the rebound.
Now, good job by the Eagles limiting Holy Family to just 1 shot on a lot of their offensive possessions.
Raquel Washington, the junior from Queens, Astoria, New York, in there, number 31 for Post, down on the post. McQueen, jumper, short. Washington was on the baseline. Washington Defensive Player of the Week back in November. Leads the team with 33 block shots in limited time. They'll take the media timeout now, but we'll stay here since we just went on a break. So I think the opportunity for Post here, obviously they have to try to fight back now without Tana Pagan, but for Post is to probably just do what they did in that, find a way to get back to what was working in that first quarter, which they've really struggled with since then.
Well, and I think the thing that's changed from like the midway point of the second quarter until now, the ball really moved a lot in that first quarter. A lot of people touched it, and even though they shot the ball well from the perimeter, things were going inside out. Now, you see a lot of settling for perimeter jump shots where Post is not getting a lot of things going to the basket. And Pagan, when she was on the floor, she very rarely touched it in an offensive possession near the basket. So it just speaks to the ball just staying on the perimeter, and you're a little bit easier to guard when the ball is out there. And if you don't shoot it well, obviously you're not going to score. And I think Holy Family has done a nice job defensively of staying in passing lanes, not allowing dribble penetration, and not allowing that entry pass into the post. I mean, it's been a really well-played defensive game, actually, by both teams.
Yeah, and again, you're looking at some of the numbers, and Post is a team that held teams under 40 3 times. They were themselves held under 40 when these two teams played the first time, so not a big surprise that we're here in the 40s with 14 minutes to play in the game. Angela Hayes, the grad student from Woodbury, New Jersey, is in there now again, number 3. Pass is stolen back, though, by Treader. Treader again. Tries to get the pass down low to Prevost. She lays it in. Prevost has been tough down there today.
Well, and with Pagan off the floor, Prevost is really going to have an opportunity to score at will inside.
She has 12, just above her season average. Hayes is too strong with that. Eubanks avoids the foul. Quickly the other way comes Hinkle. Jumper. Gets to go.
Well, and you know, there's the other freshman, if you will. And Taylor Hinkle's been a terrific player for this Holy Family team, and you saw right there kind of an end-to-end play, but a good 2-foot jump stop, jump shot, and to give Holy Family its largest lead of the day.
This might be a big 3 minutes here for Post to try to just keep things close, as a three-pointer by Simmons is big to have the lead to 46-43.
Great call, Jerry. I mean, that's a huge basket for the Eagles. Simmons with a big three ball to cut the lead in half.
Second time the junior has made a three ball here in the third quarter. 3-point lead for the Tigers. Here's Mo Moore. Foul line jumper. No good. Eubanks can't corral it. Rebound follow-up good by Hinkle.
Well, and there you see again Taylor Hinkle, a lot of tenacity going to the offensive glass as Kiara Eubanks slow to get up.
She's going to try to walk it off. See if they decide to bring White in for her anyway. And they will, just to have her get a quick look. Hopefully Kiara Eubanks back in there soon. She's a fun player to watch, Coach.
Well, and with Tanya Pagan off the floor, it's, you know, Kiara Eubanks is another bigger player that now has to go to the bench. And this is, you know, prime time once again. I mean, you didn't see a post entry there for the basket, but you saw an offensive rebound by Hinkle for an easy putback. You know, these a big 2 minutes for the Post Eagles.
Queen now leads it for White. Over to Simmons. Simmons, step back three again. And Simmons with her third three-pointer of the quarter. It's a 2-point game.
And Icewater intervenes, stepping back to create space and draining a long-range three.
Searfoss. Straight up three for Hinkle for the answer, no good. Battle for the rebound. White comes out of there on the floor with it and flips it ahead. Corner to McQueen for three, no good. And settling out of bounds, they're going to say it stays with the Eagles. Hayes was letting it go out of bounds, thinking it was off an Eagle, but
I wonder if she literally like walked it out of bounds. Did she? Oh, she touched it right there.
He just tried to sell it.
Yeah, I think she definitely touched it.
Simmons. Hayes all over her. Here's McQueen. Drive. Blocked away by Prevost. 25 block shots on the season for the junior from Belmead, New Jersey. Here's another.
Well, and great body control by Prevost to not commit the foul.
Simmons on the sideline. We've seen this a lot, Coach, with the three-point line a little further out the last couple of years. Players want to start that offense a little, you know, behind the three-point line so they have that option, but forget where they are exactly on the floor, and the heels touching the sidelines have been a big issue over the last couple of years.
And that's a great point. You lose your perspective out on the court sometimes.
Hinkle off glass, won't go. Washington the rebound.
Now that's a good rebound by Roxelle Washington.
Haynes, step back three, short. Washington another offensive board this time. Simmons for three, the fourth three-pointer of the game for TJ Simmons, all here in the third quarter.
Wow.
Post back ahead.
Just an explosion by Miss Simmons to give the Eagles a lead.
Here's Searfoss to Hayes. Baseline three, the answer by Treader won't go. Treader gets it back. 6 seconds in the quarter. Feeds the corner, Hinkle. 2-1, floater won't go, and that's the end of the third quarter. Tijane Simmons comes in off the bench. No points in the first quarter, no points in the second quarter, 12 here in the third, and the Post Eagles have rallied back, and they lead it 49-43. 48. Let's go down to Andrew with more.
Update on Kiara Eubanks. They were massaging her left calf in the medical privacy tent, but all indications are that the transfer from Wilmington will return in this game. That would be a big addition for Post. She was out the last couple of minutes, but it allowed others like Simmons to step up for the Eagles, who carry a 1-point lead into the fourth quarter. But we expect to see Eubanks back shortly for Post. Back to you, Jerry and JR.
Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, Kiara Eubanks, you mentioned it, Coach, just needing that other front court presence. Washington, though, has done a nice job. You got an offensive rebound, a defensive rebound. That's all you can ask for her to do. Come in here, get some rebounds, buy some time for when you can get Pagan back in there.
And that's so perfectly said, Jerry, that she was able to allow Post to get through those 4 minutes with Pagan off the floor, and you saw Prevost get one look inside, and Holy Family went away from it. You know, they needed to keep feeding the Post with Pagan off the floor. All that said, TJ Simmons, wow. And we talked about it. Which team was going to have their complementary players step up? You know, here we are going into the fourth, 1-point game. Great game.
8 3-pointers for the Eagles to 2 for the Tigers. Both of those by Lindsay Treader. She has it now. Here's Treader. Looking inside. Momore. Baseline. Little floater won't go. Washington, another rebound in traffic. Roxkel with those nice extended arms right there to grab that rebound. Both hands.
And she's really giving great minutes to Coach Plevka with Pagan on the bench. You wonder when he's going to make the decision to go back to her.
Right now he doesn't have to. Haynes scoots, won't go. Hinkle rebounds. Treader. Hinkle thought about the three. Feeds it back, stolen away by Simmons. 2-on-1, Simmons. They reset. Haynes saying, okay, come back out, get it, let's reset things. Here's McQueen. Roselle Catholic product. Here she goes. Leaves it out for White. Lines up a three. Too long. Nice rebound by Moore. Back the other way. Searfoss. And going out of bounds with it is McQueen, but she'll take that to stop the progress.
McQueen with it. Look at how she's hustling back, and she's able to get ahead of Searfoss and literally just take it right out of her hands. But the play is made by her energy and her hustle to run ahead of Skylar Cephas.
Minute and a half gone by here in the fourth quarter. Post holding a 1-point lead. Little floater in the lane won't go on the hook.
And a heady play by Roxkel Washington. She wasn't going to get the rebound, but she tipped it away from Prevost right into the hands of White.
Here's Haynes. Haynes has not scored in the second half. Now she tries a long three. Comes up short. Treader the board. Treader around to Searfoss. Skylar drives. Little hold foul on the outside by Eubanks, so good to see. Kiara back in there.
Well, Searfoss is able to set that screen up nicely, and White and Eubanks just, or actually it was on White. Eubanks is just coming into the game now. And that's a big return to the action for the Eagles.
Morrow. Nice drop step and a foul. Going to put Prevost at the line.
And even though Washington has given really good minutes, Holy Family has to try to get the ball inside to Carolyn Prevost with Pagan off the floor. It's arguably their best option to be able to score, and she's a really good free throw shooter as well, so feed that post.
13 points now for the Belmead, New Jersey native. It's in Somerset County, just south of Hillsborough. Nice one-handed rebound by Haynes. Back comes Sharia. Haynes. Simmons. To Haynes. Thought about that long three, but one more was in her face. 10 seconds. Haynes spins off the glass and in. That's the move Sharia Haynes has been trying to get to go all game.
And you see what a good offensive player she is. The patience and the ability to back her girl down to score.
And looking for the feed down low, and a held ball is going to go back to post on a good hustle play there by White.
Now, good help defense. Good help defense by the Eagles, as you see Simmons going to track right to Prevost. And she got away with, if you look at her feet right there, she's touching the basketball with her feet on the end line. It actually should have stayed possession to Holy Family.
Credit Simmons there rather than White on that for me. Here is Haynes, now gets it to Simmons. Simmons. And a little hand check there by Moore is going to be her third. Moore had those 3 fouls she got early in the second period, and now gets her fourth.
Sorry, Jerry. I mean, she just extends her arm. She didn't make a lot of contact, but that arm being extended, that's going to get called all the time.
Trying to not allow teams to use their arms to impede the progress of the ball carrier, ball handler. Here's Haynes. Haynes one-on-one, and now a little touch foul there on Hayes. Angela Hayes, the grad student. Probably a similar situation there. You can put that first hand out, but when you get that second hand out, they're going to get you on that.
Well, and again, it's a point of emphasis, so calls are going to get made like that.
Haynes scoots, won't go. Caught the ball in traffic. Got it off just in time before the travel. Here's Searfoss. Corner to Treader. Treader gets it back. Searfoss. Off glass, won't go, but a foul. It's a good take by Skylar.
And she was able to just get enough of a lean in, right? Watch her lean right in and get Haynes to draw a little bit of contact to get that foul call.
First foul on Haynes.
I'm sorry, such a smart player for a freshman.
Yeah, so one thing we always talk about around tournament time is it's a freshman, but she's played 29 games. So it's a freshman who now has that experience, and Holy Family played tight games all year long. They had a couple of games where they, kind of opened up big leads, but they played these kinds of games. So did Post, played these kinds of games, and Post playing a game just last week that they really needed to win, and they won it, and that's kind of shown today too. And we're tied at 51 with 6 minutes and 8 seconds to play in, let's use the word regulation, Coach. In regulation. Here's White, across to Simmons. Simmons. Eubanks. Oh, spin! Off glass will go! Beautiful spin. Gets it back. Feeds White. Straight up three for Simmons. No good. White the offensive rebound. Loses it to Hayes. She's down. 5 on 4. Getting back, though. Treader for three. Yeah! Oh, in and out. I was calling it down, Coach. Haynes the rebound.
Crazy end-to-end action, bodies flying everywhere.
Haynes settles things just a little bit for us now. Waits for a screen, gets it. Haynes, Simmons, straight up three. Back rim no good, and she fouls coming in as Searfoss had already collected that ball.
Well, Simmons in her favorite spot right at the top of the key, had two really good looks in successive possessions, just couldn't get either one to fall. As you see Haynes finding her wide open, it was just a little deep. This was a good foul though, otherwise Searfoss would have made a head head of the floor pass, probably for an easy layup for Holy Family.
Simmons now with 63 pointers on the season, 4th in the conference coming into today's action. It's been all that and then some today. Prevost off glass with the left hand.
Now, Shariah Haynes was looking to draw the charge, and I tell you what, she almost did a good job of absorbing the contact, but a nice finish by Carolyn Prevost.
Eubanks leaves it for McQueen. McQueen, step back 2, yes.
Nice move by Tiara McQueen to create some space. Good step back for the jump shot.
7 points for the Rahway, New Jersey native. Here's Morrow. Prevost again, right hand this time with a little spin move to get it to go. This time cutting into the basket.
And a solid move, but the patience that she shows, locating the defender upon the catch, and then a quality finish.
She only had 2 points the first time these teams played. 17 today. Scramble on the floor, and a held ball is going to go back to the Tigers. Timeout on the floor. Holy Family 55, Post 53. And we went down to the wire in the first game. I think clearly we're going down to the wire here in the second game, no matter what happens in the next 3:49. Just a well-played defensive battle between both teams, but I like what you said before, Coach, about, yeah, you've got Sirfas and you got Haynes, and that's the battle of the 2 all-conference players, but it's been the supplementary players. It's been the Prevost, it's been the Simmons, it's been the Eubanks, other players who have made the difference and made this game what it is.
And I think that, you know, the coaches do a good job of understanding that the money players, let's call them, are going to cancel each other out, and it's those other players that have to be motivated and encouraged to take those shots and be aggressive to try to make them. I was going to ask out loud, it's got to be close to the time for Tanya Pagan to come in, and she did check in just as the media timeout was announced. You see the ladies from Dominican feeling pretty good about themselves as they have punched their ticket to tomorrow afternoon's final. Angelina DeMarsico, she's mugging it up pretty good right now, and she should feel great about herself. What a big shot she hit with 4 seconds left in overtime to send her team to tomorrow's championship.
Love how she talked about how it's a family, and she just joined this team this past year, and already has been such an important part of what's been well, Bill Diener always has that family. His teams are always like that.
What high school did she go to?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Here's Hayes. Jumper from the baseline won't go, but she'll get to the free throw line with the foul. Chance for first points for Angela Hayes.
And a good pass by Ava Morrow. Ball going inside, little inside out, as Hayes was able to attack the right baseline and get to the free throw line to try to extend this lead for Holy Family.
One more coming. She's only attempted now 11 free throws on the season, has the grad student, special education major out of Woodbury, New Jersey. She was injured last year, played 3 games, got injured, and so was granted this really 6th year, 5th year, including the COVID year. And just kind of that injury derailing her career a little bit, where she was kind of more on a higher trajectory, but trying to do some things here to help her team get to the finals. Pagan will get to the free throw line. Couldn't quite get the layup to fall, but she will get rewarded with a pair of free throws.
And give Shariah Haynes a lot of credit. You know, she's been trying to use that move where she shoots the ball. Look as she's able to back tread her down, but watch her split the defense and make a great bounce pass to Pagan, who just couldn't finish for the and one opportunity. But unselfishness by Shariah Haynes.
Prevost got just enough of the body there to kind of alter the shot enough, and Pagan now with 7 points. 1 more to go, missed it though. And it's a 1-point Tigers lead. Here's Hayes. Jumper is good by Morrow, who turns around and fires. She's got 10.
I tell you what, Ava Morrow hasn't shot the ball a lot today, but when she has, it's gone down. Terrific game for the sophomore.
Haynes, crossover. Haynes spins, flips it up. Crowd wanted to travel. Looked like it was okay. Scramble for it. And it's going to be a held ball. Dangerous play there by Pagan. Just scrapping and hustling. One thing, though, because Washington played so well in those 7-8 minutes, Pagan can really just play. And if she gets the 5th foul, you don't want to, but she knows that Washington can back her up and provide some defense.
And there's no tomorrow. There's only 2:43 left. You can't play cautiously now. You've got to try to sell out and play as hard as you can. And if you pick up the 5th, so be it.
Eubanks double screen for Haynes. Tiara McQueen for 3 won't go. Tipped around, and now a foul can go the other way.
And that's a big foul because that'll put Holy Family to the free throw line. They are now in the bonus. You see Tiara McQueen coming in from the back, and she was able to displace Ava Morrow, who was in possession of the ball. And Morrow will go to the line to try to extend this lead for Holy Family. Time is starting to become an ally for Holy Family and an adversary for the Eagles. Another missed free throw, though. That's 3 consecutive missed free throws for Holy Family.
Yeah, pretty good free throw shooting teams on both ends here, but that one way off.
Wow. Holy Family really could have extended their lead.
Here's Eubanks. Eubanks drives, look for an opening, blocked away, but a foul on Morrow. It's going to be the 3rd on Ava.
And that's a good take by Kiara Eubanks again. Showed a lot of patience, setting up her drive, and absorbs that contact. And Morrow did get her with the body as she was going up for the layup.
Eubanks, a 70% free throw shooter, 3 of 4 on the day, makes that one back to a 2-point game.
Jerry, I mean, this is something for us to look back on potentially, those missed free throws by Holy Family. You know, they really could have solidified their lead, and now they only see their lead at 1 with 2:11 remaining.
You start counting possessions here, too, if it does get to any spread. But right now, we saw at the end of the Dominican Jefferson game that the lead can change quickly. Here's Moore. Moore wanted to fight that lob down there. What a defensive play by Haynes, taking on Prevost.
Haynes really, as you just said, took on the post player and won that battle. Great play by Sharia Haynes.
100 seconds to play. Haynes feeds Simmons. Eubanks drives, lost her footing, gets it back. Coach Plefka wanted a timeout when she went down. Let's see if they got it. What discussion by the coach? Now he's got to hear the timeout has to be called. The official has to call it, hear it, and call it before the possession changes, before the player releases the ball, and they're not going to allow this timeout.
Wow.
You can only call it when you have possession, and if it wasn't heard in time, they're not going to be able to award the timeout, and that looks like the call right here. Does that sound right to you, Coach?
Yeah, and I think the whistle is kind of like inadvertent, but I think Coach Plefka was really trying to get that timeout called, and it wasn't granted.
Well, there was only a half second there where she had the ball and hadn't tossed it yet, so it would have had to come right in that second. Treader now leaves it for Morrow. Morrow's jumper, back iron. Eubanks, the rebound, somehow stayed, and now she knocks her own player down for the Travels. And Eubanks got injured on the rebound and ran into Haynes, who now is struggling to get up.
Wow.
What a turn of events.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, you see
a near travel there, but her hand going down is okay. And then Hayes here goes down, and that's the travel. As the crowd lets you know.
Now, both of them, what a shame. You know, kind of a comedy of errors there. But, you know, two whistles that really went against Post. You know, some contact where no foul gets called, the timeout not granted, and Holy Family clinging to a 1-point lead.
So, you know, Coach Plefka played at Texas Tech
for
Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight.
How might Bobby Knight have reacted to not getting the timeout call that he requested?
Well, hopefully there wouldn't have been a chair anywhere nearby.
I mean, at least the chairs with the CACC would have gotten the CACC. Some of the chairs there would have gotten the CACC. A little publicity.
Yeah, that's true. Could have flung it across the court.
You never know. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Hopefully Rich Feder would be out of the way of that. Fred Rich Feder, of course, former assistant women's basketball coach at Fordham University.
How about, boy, you're just
everybody in there. Big game today for the Rams. They could get a double bye. They get a double bye in the Atlantic 10 tournament. How about that? You ever think you'd ever hear Fordham getting a double bye?
Wow.
Other than
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. No. Sear Foss, under a minute to play. Mo Moore. Drives, lays it off glass, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Prevost. She skips it ahead. A fresh 20. Sear Foss. Sear Foss drives, spins, doesn't get the roll. Eubanks the rebound. Shot clock is off. Post trails by a point. Timeout. Coach Plefka wanted the timeout, apparently.
He really wanted the timeout. He's just frantically, calling that timeout, which finally gets called.
See, if he calls the timeout when they first get possession, he can advance the ball, but instead they move the ball over half court, which really doesn't matter with the shot clock off, because again, with 24 seconds left, Post is going to run their offense at a designated time left. So whether there's 26 or 24, they'll run it at 8 or run it at 6. It won't matter that way. But you got the risk of the turnover before you get to the ball over to half court. The old days, you used to have to get it over half court, then call the timeout, worry about the person reaching in to knock it away, and now they've kind of eliminated all of that. And it gives Post a chance now with a 1-point deficit to run whatever play they want, whatever they feel is their best opportunity to get any kind of basket. It could be a 3-point basket, which is their forte, or it could be getting the ball into Pagan, or it could be Haynes taking the ball to the basket. Lots of options.
Yeah, I think that the ball will clearly be in Sharia Haynes' hands to start the possession and create the opportunities. You're right. She may not necessarily be the one to finally shoot the shot, but nonetheless, the ball will be in her hands to try to get it inside. And maybe it's going to go inside to Tanya Pagan. Maybe it's going to be, a dribble drive kick out to Eubanks or McQueen for a 3-ball.
Eubanks to inbound, gets it to Haynes. Here's Haynes. Sharia Haynes with 19. Haynes. Down to 9. Gets a screen. Haynes. The floater won't go. Offensive rebound. Eubanks. Score the basket and a foul. Kiara Eubanks has a chance for a 3-point play.
Wow, what an offensive rebound by Kiara Eubanks. And just like in the first game, so much dribble by Sharia Haynes. Great defense by Holy Family. You see Prevost force a tough shot, but Eubanks on the weak side barely had it in her hands, is able to get the putback to give the lead to the Eagles.
2-point lead for the Eagles. Timeout. The Tigers will move it to the front court. They'll have a possession trailing by 2.
Wow. And now, 3.9 seconds, loads of time. And you don't need a 3-point basket. You just need the 2 to tie it. One of the things that in the first game, and I didn't mention it, but I thought it, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't mention. Late in the game, that last possession that Jefferson had, Haley Meinl inbounded the basketball, and I didn't like it because arguably the best player, inbounded the basketball, then not allowing herself an opportunity to get it back. Let's see who inbounds the ball for Holy Family. Put it in somebody's hands who might not need to shoot the basketball. You don't have that much time. Meinl in that moment shouldn't have been the one inbounding the basketball for Jefferson.
We'll see who the Tigers come out with here. They had Morrow, Treader, Prevost, Searfoss, and Moore on the floor. It's been what we've seen most of the game, so a little bit of Reapy in the first half, a little bit of Kokolas, and some Hinkle, but that's really been the lineup we've seen almost the entirety of the second half. They've laid it all out there, and this Post-Eagles team has laid it all out there, too. Just love watching these two teams go at it here. So evenly matched, so fun to watch, and it's coming down to the wire. 3.9 to go.
And here you go. Skylar Cephas is inbounding the basketball. I don't like it. I don't like it, and Coach Plefka is going to call his last timeout, and I don't like that move either. Here's why. Holy Family scores, you could call a timeout and advance the ball. He wanted to see it for a second time. I don't like Cephas being the one to inbound the basketball, and I didn't like the timeout there from Coach Plefka, because if Holy Family scores, you now can't advance the basketball.
Right, and of course he wanted to see what formation they would come in, who's inbounding the ball, because now you're going to go to the same thing you were going to go with, and now look who's inbounding the ball, Jessica Reapy.
Great move by Bernadette Lukaitis to put Jessica Reapy inbounding the basketball.
Here it goes tomorrow, still knocked away. It stays with the Tigers, now 2.8 from the Oppo side. He doesn't have any timeouts left, I don't believe.
Now neither team, both teams are out.
Inbound. Treader flips it, knocked away, stolen by Simmons, and the timeout, the foul.
And a tough inbounds pass. Both inbounds passes guarded so well. You see TJ Simmons stepping in front of Ava Morrow to intercept it. They're not going to put any more time back on the clock. This game is basically over.
Yeah, without that timeout, well, Holy Family also does not have a timeout, although that...
So they can't advance the basketball.
Advance the basketball, at least as it looks for us with the timeout situation. Makes the second. And that will not count. And the winners from the Post-University Eagles exult in their championship run. It'll be number 1 in the north against number 2 in the north for the championship as the Eagles knock off the number 6 team in the East region, the Holy Family Tigers. And I don't know if you had on your bingo card coming into this one, Coach, Post versus Dominican in the final, but this Eagles team showed they belong.
And I'm just in my mind thinking, when was the last time that 2 North schools did it? Linda Semino's Caldwell Cougars played Dave Caputo's Bloomfield Deacons at Caldwell. I mean, that could have been like maybe 2015, 2016, somewhere in there, maybe even earlier in the finals. It's been a long time that the North has had 2 teams in the final of the conference tournament.
And that's the last time a North team won, but this year, not only will a North team win, but as the guy said before over here on the table, we're going to have maybe 3 teams from the CACC in the tournament. We're going to go down to Andrew Byrne now with Kiara Eubanks.
Thanks so much, Jerry, the hero of the game. Take me through that scrum, and you have enough strength to get that shot off and draw contact.
I heard Coach John tell me to go offensive rebound, so that's what I went in and did, and just went out with it. I knew I was going to make my free throw and win for my team, so that's exactly what I did.
We saw you go out with a little bit of an injury. You got some cream rubbed on you, come back. Does it make it that much sweeter that you're banged up and you're the hero for your club?
It does, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without my team. Without them, I'm nothing. So I just appreciate them for everything, and I hope we can come in and win tomorrow and do a good job.
When you saw Holy Family during the regular season, you were held as a club to the lowest point total of the season. So what was different about today?
I think today we came out knowing we were going to make shots. We came out with a different energy. That game we didn't do too well, but I think we had a different approach to today's game, knowing that we were going to do something different and, again, just come in with a different energy. So.
Thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you just heard from Kiara Eubanks, who was the hero for Post, and we're welcoming in now Post head women's basketball coach John Plefka. And Coach, what do you learn about a player like Kiara Eubanks, who was banged up, went out with an injury a couple of times, and through a gutsy performance, hits the winning shot?
Hey, the little things matter most, especially, and that offensive rebound was so huge. And like I told you guys at halftime, just to have an opportunity to win at the end is amazing. And, you know, I think our Northern Division gets a lot of a bad rep for not being as strong as the South, and we just took care of business twice, Dominican and us. So it's going to be a great game tomorrow, but I can't say enough about our players and the gutsy effort, and the refs didn't help us, but it is what it is. That's life.
You mentioned a gutsy effort. You learn a lot more about your club in a game like today. Pagan goes out with foul trouble, and then Simmons steps up and hits 4 3-pointers in that third quarter.
Tashi was unbelievable. I mean, I think she was reinvigorated by Dominican when she put the step back and won the game for them. So, but Tachi's been really good. I mean, she's really growing into her role. I know she started this year in the starting lineup, then had to work her way back, but to persevere and knock those shots in this big atmosphere was amazing. But just a testament to our ladies and how hard they pushed, and you know, tomorrow's going to be fun.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll send it back to you guys upstairs.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much, along with Coach Plefka. And he was also speaking with Kiara Eubanks. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 1 rebound.
Oh,
that was huge.
Killer at the end. Right place at the right time. Johnny on the spot. Just like our two guys at the desk said, you know, you're there in a good spot. You put it back up. It's playoff basketball.
It certainly is. And wow, what a couple games to start this one. Again, Dominican beating Jefferson in game number 1, 72-71 in overtime. And then, though, we just saw here game number 2, Post defeating Holy Family by 3. Coming down to the wire again. And as Coach Plefka said, Mike, you know, the North may not get as much respect, but here we are. They have earned their respect.
They have earned it for sure. You know, big points in that game. Pagan went out with 4 fouls. Post got production. She came back in. Holy Family missed 4 free throws in a row. And then all of a sudden, Eubanks makes 2 free throws. And then the whole timeout situation where they were looking to see who was out there and then looking to see who was going to inbound the ball. I thought JR made a great point about who was going to inbound, and then they changed it. And then all of a sudden, if you've got somebody that's not used to inbounding, and just great post defense on those 2 inbound plays were terrific.
Exactly. You had passes into traffic,
yes.
Just looping in the air, kind of just hanging in the air, just making life very difficult for the Holy Family at the end there. So leading the way again, Kiara Eubanks with 13, Simmons with 13 as well. Eubanks had that double-double with 11 boards. And for the other side, Holy Family, Prevost led the way with 17. She played a really good game here as well.
You know, you look, the one big thing that we talked about, the three-point shooting. Post, 8 of 25. Holy Family, 2 of 12. You look in the earlier game. Dominican made 6 three-pointers. Jefferson made 1. It's a thing. It's really going to show its face out here.
Absolutely.
Who's going to be putting it up? Who's going to be scoring the baskets?
And because it's conference tournament time, these are close games. I mean, you have teams battling. And every possession counts.
Every possession. No matter what seed you are, where are you in the tournament, you get here, it's an even playing field, it's a neutral site. 2 great games.
2 great games, and the men have a tough act to follow. That's coming up, 5 o'clock, the
5
tip.
o'clock, so we got a little time.
We got a little bit of time. Caldwell, Chestnut Hill, 7 o'clock, Jefferson, Bloomfield. When we come back in about half an hour or so, 40 minutes, it'll be the men's turn. This is the CACC tournament. We'll get back to you just in a little bit. Thank you.